Okay, so our lesson for today, so you can hear me, right? The only thing that matters now is you can hear me. I will have to screenshot first the attendance. Okay, so our lesson for today will be all about fraction. Who knows fraction? Who knows fraction? What is fraction? How do you write fraction? Something like that. Okay. So I will have to share this, okay? Okay. So this is fraction. So what is fraction? So what we are going to do is that we are going to discuss fraction and types of fraction. So first thing first is we first must know what is the definition of fraction or what is a fraction. If you look at the slide, you can all look at the slides, right? You can see the slides. What can you see from the slide? What can you see from the slide? Anyone? What can you see from the slide? Who would like to answer? What can you see from the slide? Tristan, what can you see?
A fraction?
A fraction? So what? Okay, so what are the things that you can see what are the things or that you can actually describe when you see a fraction? How do we write a fraction? How do you write a fraction? Do you know how to write a fraction? So a fraction, if you look at these numbers, these are all read as 1/4, 1/4. 1 and then over and then 4. Or in other words, you can say it as 1/4. Okay. What is 1 and what is 4? Do you know what is 1 and what is 4? Anyone?
Maybe 1
Yeah.
is numerator and 4 is denominator.
Come again?
Maybe 1 is numerator and 4 is
Very
denominator.
good in that. 1 is numerator, while 4 is the denominator. So 1 as numerator is actually a number at the top of the bar, right? It is actually at the top of the bar, and that is what you call the numerator. While 4 is actually the number, which is what you call the denominator, and it can actually be seen at the bottom of the bar. This one, this horizontal line, is actually what we call the bar, or it is actually what actually denotes a fraction. So this is what a fraction looks like. There is a numerator, there is a denominator, and there is a horizontal line between, or there is a bar between the numerator and the denominator. Okay, look at this. So this is how a fraction looks like. So letter A is the top number, while letter B is the bottom number. It is actually being divided or separated by the bar line or the horizontal line. So the top number is what you call the numerator, while the bottom number is what you call the denominator. Okay? That is what you call the denominator. Okay, next. So this is about numerator. So numerator is the number of equal parts which have been taken out or which have been left out. Okay, look at this. So there is one here. This one with which I am going to eat will be the one that has been taken out, and that will be what you call the numerator. Okay? And that is what we call the numerator. So in a one whole piece of pizza, I will have to divide it into 8. So I will have 8 equal parts of pizza slices. So each pizza slices is what you call the number with which it is being divided. Okay? So if I am going to take one piece of pizza or one slice of pizza, that one slice of pizza that has been taken out will be our numerator. Will be our numerator. So count how many pizza slices are there. There are actually 8 slices of pizza. If I am going to eat one slice of pizza, then if you will ask me, okay, how much did teacher Samira eat in a pizza? So you can say that teacher Samira ate 1/8 of a pizza. 1/8 of a pizza. So teacher Samira ate 1/8 of a pizza. So look at this. So this one is our A, which is what you call the numerator. Okay? And B is actually the whole slices of pizza, which is actually the 8. And that is what you call the denominator. And that is actually what we call the denominator. For example, this is a chocolate. This chocolate has been divided into 4. So the denominator will be what? What will be your denominator? The denominator will be the number 4. If I am going to eat 2 of these slices, how much will be left? How much will be left? If I am going to eat 2 of these slices of chocolate among the 4 slices, how much were I able to eat? Anyone? How much did I eat? I got 2 slices of chocolate. 1 slice, 2 slice. I ate these 2 slice. So how much did I eat? Do you know how much? Anyone? Daraka, do you know how much pizza, I mean chocolate did I eat? Huh? Hello everyone, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so if you can hear me, can you try to answer me? Because you do not answer me. How about Tristan? Okay, Tristan. So I ate 2 pieces or 2 slices of chocolate. How much did I eat? Or what is the fraction of the slices of the chocolate did I eat?
2/4.
2
Per
per
4.
2/4 or 2/4? 2/4. Or it can also be a 1/2. It can also be 1/2. So we will talk about that one later. How did 2/4 become 1/2? How did 2/4 becomes 1/2?
2 is divided by 2 and 4
Ah,
is divided by 2.
yeah. The lowest the least common denominator among the two is 2, right? So 2 can be divided by 2 and 2 can be divided by 4. So if I am going to divide 2 by 2, the answer will be 1. And if I am going to divide 4 with 2, I am going to divide 2 by 4, then it will be 2. So it will become 1/2 or 1/2. Okay, look at this. Denominator. Denominator is the total number of equal parts in which a whole is divided into. So these all numbers or these all slices of pizza within with it was being divided into equal parts will be your fraction. That will be that will be your denominator. That will be your denominator. So these equal parts, okay, will be our denominator. So there is 4 equal parts. That is why the denominator is 4. There is 8 equal parts. That is why the denominator is 8. If I am going to get 1 slice of pizza, I ate 1/8 pizza or 1/8. And then if I'm going to eat to eat 1 slice of chocolate, then I ate 1/4 of a chocolate. So both the numerator and the denominator are words derived from late Latin. Okay, late Latin. Okay. So look at this. A fraction is like this, A over B, wherein B should not be equal to 0. B should not be equal to 0. We cannot make B equal to 0. Why we cannot make B equal to 0 is that it will make the fraction becomes undefined. It will become undefined. Okay? So if B is equals to 0, then the fraction will not be defined, as we cannot divide anything by 0. So that is what I told you. It can now be undefined, or it will not be defined. Because there is no such thing as a fraction with which we can divide it by 0. Okay, so there is a golden rule for mathematics. There is a golden rule of mathematics in terms of fraction. So the golden rule is that we cannot divide into 0 parts. The denominator cannot be divided into 0 parts. Again, I repeat, the denominator cannot be divided into 0 parts. Okay, so this one, let me see if you were able to understand the numerator and the denominator. Okay. Look at this. Look at the, okay? Look at the shaded region. The shaded region is actually the color blue. Okay? This one is the color blue. This is the shaded region. Okay, look at this. Okay, the question is, does the shaded region correspond to the fractions displayed? Does the shaded region correspond to the fractions displayed? What do you think? For example, for number 1, is number 1, is it correct that number 1 is actually 1/2? Is it correct that number 1 is actually 1/2? What do you think? Do you think that this, and this all are actually equal? If you are going to divide it here at the middle, do you think it's actually correct that it is called 1/2? Who wants to answer? Orlando. Orlando, do you think that number 1 is 1/2?
Can you repeat it again, Miss?
Do you think number 1 is that, which is actually being shaded at the top, is considered 1/2? What do you think? How about this number 2? Do you think that this is actually considered as 2/3 or 2/3? Honey, what do you think, Honey? Do you think that number 2 is considered as 2/3? There are actually 2 shaded portions and there is 1 unshaded portion. Is it true that it is actually 2/3? It is read as 2/3. And then for number 3, can we say that this actually is considered as 1/4? Who is actually going to answer? Who is actually going to answer? Among the 3 drawings, who do you think, or what do you think is the number with which it corresponds to the shaded region of the fraction displayed?
Number 2.
Very good. The number 2. So look at this. There are actually among the 3 equal parts. Okay, this is actually, it looks like a cone. If I am going to make this as 3D, it will become a cone. So if I am going to look at this, there are actually 3 equal parts. And the 2 equal parts is being shaded. So we all know earlier that among the 3 equal parts, the denominator will be the 3. And the ones that has been shaded, with which it is as if it looks like it has been taken out, there are actually 2. So if you look at this, then what was being shaded is actually 2/3 of this cone. Okay, this is actually 2/3 of this cone. This one, it's correct, right? Very good, Tristan. Okay, so this one is not actually considered as 1/2 because if you look at this, it is not the same with this upper part, is not the same with this lower part. They are not actually being equally divided. So if you look at this one, so on the other part at the right side, this is considered as equal parts because from this point, here, here, and here, this is also the same with here, here, and here. So this one whole of a star was being divided into 2 parts, and one part of these 2 parts is being shaded. Therefore, this is read as 1/2. 1/2. Okay, or 1/2. So this one, this is the circle with which, and this on the right side, this is not considered as 1/4 because if you look at the different segment lines, look at this. These lines, it actually is not the same, or it is not actually being divided equally, right? It is not being divided equally. So if you look at this on the left side, we started at the center for both the horizontal and the vertical, and we were able to get 4 equal parts. We were able to get 4 equal parts. So if I am going to look at this, and then I will have to shade one of this part of the circle, then it will be read as 1/4. 1/4. Okay? So this one will be 1/4. So there are actually various types of fractions. Okay. The various types of fractions is that the fractions which have their denominator as 10 or higher powers of 10 are known as decimal fractions. This is actually decimal fractions. So 9/10, 9/100, 9/1000, and 9/10,000. So this is actually decimal fractions. If I am going to divide that one, it will more or less give me a decimal number. So proper fractions are the fractions where the numerator is smaller than the denominator. Denominator is smaller than denominator. So 9 is smaller than 10. Therefore, 9/10 is a proper fraction. Okay? 9/10 is considered as proper fraction because the numerator is less than the denominator. Okay? Same with 1/4. 1/4, 1 is less than 4, right? Therefore, 1/4 is also considered as proper fraction. Okay. You can stop me if you did not understand something, okay? So everything here, these are all proper fractions. Because look at this, 9 is less than 10, 9 is less than 100, 9 is less than 1,000, and 9 is less than 10,000. Same with the 1/4, the 2/3, and the 1/2. Okay, wait. Do you have some questions? Do you have some questions, class? No? Okay. This one is actually improper fractions. This one is improper fractions. So what is improper fractions? Improper fractions are the fractions where the numerator is bigger than the denominator. Okay, what is numerator again? What is numerator again from the fraction? Is it the top number or the bottom number? What is numerator? Huh?
The top number.
It is the top number, while the denominator is the
Bottom.
bottom number. Okay, to be able to call a proper fraction, what should be the numerator? Is it bigger than the denominator or smaller than the denominator?
If proper, right?
Yeah, proper.
Small numerator.
Smaller numerator and bigger denominator is what you call a proper fraction. So this is improper fractions. Improper fractions, take note, the numerator is bigger than the denominator. Look at this. 10 is bigger than 9. 6 is bigger than 5. 100 is bigger than 9. 25 is bigger than 9. And 5 is bigger than 4. So this must mean that this fraction is what you call improper fractions. Improper fractions. So what is the difference between proper fraction and improper fraction? So whenever we perform a normal division on a proper fraction, the answer will always be less than 1. So for proper fraction, it will be a decimal which is actually less than 1. It will never be greater than 1 or bigger than 1 because the numerator is always less than or smaller than the denominator. So the decimal or the answer would be less than 1. While improper fraction, so whenever we perform a normal division on an improper fraction, the answer will always be more than 1. The answer will always be more than 1. Okay? So that is actually the difference among the two fraction, among the two types of fraction. Okay? So how will you divide this? Do you have an idea how to divide these two? Do you have an idea how to divide these two? How do you divide this one? In a radical sign. Okay, let me have this one. In a radical sign, such as this one. You know how to divide manually, right? That one. What should I place inside the radical sign? Is it 5 or 4?
4.
4? Inside.
Oh,
Take note,
inside is 5.
Inside will be the 5. Okay, look at this. When we are going to divide fraction, sorry, this is actually very big. When we are going to divide fraction, wait a minute. Okay, look at this. I will try to use a mouse because it's very difficult. Okay, this one. 5, okay, take note, should be inside the radical sign, while 4 should be outside the radical sign. So that is how you are going to divide fraction. The numerator will always be inside the radical sign. Take note. The numerator, again, will always be inside the radical sign, while the denominator will always be outside the radical sign. Okay, look at this. This one is actually 5/4 is actually equals to 1 and 1/4. 1 and 1/4. Why is it 1 and 1/4? Okay, I will have to show you. 5 divide 4. 5 divide 4. What is your answer? 5 divide 4.
1.
I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sticks. And then I will have to divide 4. I will have to get this 4. How many 4 were I able to make? How many 4?
Only
Group of
1.
4. There is only one group of 4, right? So here, 1. So I will place 1 here. And 1 times 4.
4.
4, okay.
4.
4. And then since this is division, this must be subtraction or minus. 5 minus 4.
1.
Huh?
1.
1.
1.
1.
Yes. So this is your, okay, look at this. So 1 and 1/4, right? This is the one which is this one. This is a whole number. Okay? This is the one which is this one, which is actually a whole number. And then this one will become our numerator. Will become our numerator. While this 4 will be our denominator. So 5/4 is actually equal to 1 and 1/4. 5/4 is actually equal to 1 and 1/4. Or they actually wrote it as 1 plus 1/4, with which it will also be equal to 1 and 1/4. Okay? Look at that. So that is how we are going to divide a fraction. So the numerator will always be inside the radical sign, while the denominator will be outside the radical sign. And then when we divide manually, do not forget that since it is actually division, you are actually going to subtract the numbers. Okay? Okay. Where are we now? So this one. So this one is earlier. Well, this one is actually that one. Okay? So 1 plus 1/4 is equal to 1 and 1/4. By the way, this is now called as mixed fraction. Mixed fraction is simply an improper fraction written as the sum of a whole number and a proper fraction. Okay? So you can have a mixed fraction due to improper fraction. If I am to make it as mixed fraction, there is this one whole and a proper fraction. A whole number and a proper fraction. So that is what you call a mixed fraction, because there is a whole number and there is this proper fraction. Why is it proper fraction? It is called proper fraction because the numerator is smaller than the denominator. So by being an improper fraction earlier, because the numerator is actually big, we are going to make it as mixed fraction in order for us to be able to get a whole number and a proper fraction. This one, this is how I do it earlier. This is how I do it earlier. So this one inside the radical sign, the divisor will be always outside, which is the divisor is actually your denominator. Okay? So look at this. Since this is actually division, then we are going to divide it here. I mean, subtract it. So your divisor will be your denominator. Your remainder will be your new numerator. And your quotient will be your whole number. Your quotient will be your whole number. Your divisor will be your denominator, while your remainder will be your numerator. Okay? You understand? This one. So this one is the improper fraction, 5/4 being converted into mixed fraction with a whole number and a proper fraction. So mixed fractions are another way of writing improper fractions. So if you have mixed fractions, you can also rewrite it as improper fraction. Okay? So, what else? So, we will continue. I will have to continue with this one. And then later on, we will have to use the operations. What are the 4 basic operations? The 4 basic operations are the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. We are going to use this in the fraction. So these are fractions, like this one are the examples of fractions. Look at this. So you know this one already. So the denominator should not be equal to 0. So the parts of the fractions are the numerator and the denominator. Denominator tells us, or the total number of the pieces that we divide. And then the numerator tells us how many pieces are being considered or taken out. Okay? So these are actually the types of fraction. Okay. Do you have some questions before I proceed?
No.
No more? Okay. My internet is not that good for now. I will have to exit first, okay? It's not okay due to the weather. Okay, that one. We will have to continue with these fractions, and then later on, we are going to perform the basic operations regarding fractions. Okay? So this one. So these are all fractions. There is the presence of the numerator and there is the presence of the denominator. This actually is about the 2/4 that has become 1/2. This is actually something like that. So how do you know that 2/4 is actually the same as 1/2? So you can say, or you will know that two fractions are the same by simply reducing them to their lowest terms. Okay? Reducing them to its lowest terms. So we need to reduce it into lowest term. For example, look at this. 6/10. We are going to try to find, okay, the lowest term of 6/10. Do you know how to find the lowest term of 6/10? Okay, get all the multiples of 6. What are the multiples of 6? 1, 2, 3, 6. Right? And then the multiples of 10. 1, 2, 5, 10. So what is the common multiples among the two numbers? The common multiple among the two numbers is 2. Okay, so we divide 6 by 2. 6 divided 2, what is your answer? 6 divided 2. What is your answer? Who can answer 6 divided by 2? For example, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I am going to take out 2. Okay, because I will have to divide it by 2. Okay, 1, 2. And then, how many 2's were I able to get? How many? 1, 2, 3. Right? So 6 divided 2 is actually equals to 3. And then 10 divided 2 will be, so since that is 6, I will have to add 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 2, and then 2. How many 2's did I make? Can we count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So meaning 10 divided by 2 will be equals to 5. So 6 over 10 now, the lowest term of 6 over 10 will now becomes 3 over 5. So 6 over 10 and 3 over 5 is just the same. Wherein the difference is that 3 over 5 is actually the lowest term of 6 over 10. How about 60 over 100? Do you think 60 over 100 and 6 over 10 and 3 over 5 is also the same? Is it also the same? What do you think? Is it also the same? 60 over 100, do you think that that is also the same with 3 over 5 or 6 over 10?
Yes, miss.
Hello? Huh? 60
Yes.
over 100. Let me write it like this. 60 over 100. Is it also the same with 6 over 10?
Yes.
Yes, very good. So what are the multiples of 60 by the way?
30 over
So you can have 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 6, or you can say 10, 20, right? 30, and 60. While for 100, that will be 10, 20, 50, and 100. So that among the two or among the multiples, there are actually common multiples, which is what you call the 20. So we divide it by 20, these two numbers, the numerator and the denominator, we will have to divide it by 20. The answer will also be 3 over 5. The answer will also be 3 over 5. So it means that 3 over 5, 6 over 10, and 6 over 10 are all equal. Right? These are all equal. Okay, questions. Do you have some questions? Do you have some questions, anyone? Do you have some questions? No more?
No.
Okay, so this one. So another example, 110 over 260. So we divide everything with 10. So when we divide it by 10, the answer will be 11 over 26. So when 8 over 15 is reduced, okay, 11 over 26. So 8 over 15 is reduced. What is this? How come it is? Okay, so we will have to find a number with which the following numbers are the multiples of this numerator and this denominator, with which we are going to consider the common multiples among the two numbers. Okay? How about this one? Are 14 over 21 and 30 over 45 equal? So we are going to reduce it. So the common among the two is actually 7. So 14 divided 7 will give me 2. And 21 over 7 will give me 3. While 30 over 45, the common among these is 5. So 30 divided 5 is 6. And 45 divided 5 is 9. But take note, this can still be reduced. So the common among the two is 3. So 6 divided 3 will give me 2. And 9 divided 3 will give me 3. So therefore, 14 and over 21 and 30 over 45 are equal. They are all equal. Okay? So that is how we make these numbers. We need to reduce it first before we will be able to determine that these fractions are actually the same. Okay? So this one, another example. 24 over 40 and 30 over 42. So, okay, you can actually use it like this. I myself, I usually use it like this. So, I find multiples 1, 24. The multiples of 24 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 24. Well, the multiples of 40 are 1, 2, 4, 5, okay, 5, 8, 10, 20, and 40. Okay, look at this. There are actually two numbers which are actually common multiples of both numbers. These are 4 and 8. These are 4 and 8. So what we are going to do is that we can actually opt to use 4. Okay, there is also 3, I mean 3 because there is also 2. So if I am going to choose among the 3, I will choose the higher number so that I will not have to reduce and reduce and reduce. So 24 can be divided into 8. It will give me 3. 40 divided by 8 will give me 5. So it is automatically 3 over 5. While 30 can be divided into 8. Okay. So by the way, in this case, 30, this is not, because I am actually looking at this 40 here. So we need to find also the common multiples of this another fraction. Okay? So when we look at this, the common multiples of these are 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, okay, 15, and 30. Well, this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, okay? 7, 21, and then 42. So what happened was that we all divided it with 6 because 6 is actually the common multiples of the two numbers. So 30 divided 6 is 5 and 42 divided 6 is 7. So 24 over 40 and 30 over 42 is actually not equal. They are not actually the same. So these two fractions are actually not the same. So that is how we are going to know or to determine if the two fractions being shown is actually equal or not. Okay? Okay. Do you have some questions? Do you have some questions? Anyone? Okay, so this one is improper fractions and mixed fractions. You know this one already. If you are going to say improper fractions, the numerator is greater than the denominator. While the mixed fraction, there is a whole number and a fraction together. So the combination of a fraction and a whole number is what you call a mixed number. It is a mixed number. So we can only have a mixed number if we have an improper fraction. We can also have an improper fraction if we have a mixed number. So both can be converted to each other, or a improper fraction can be converted into mixed fraction, and mixed fraction can also be converted to improper fraction. So how do you, okay, how do you convert improper fraction into mixed fraction? First thing is to divide the numerator by the denominator. So what we did was, we actually placed the numerator inside the radical sign, while the denominator is actually outside the radical sign. And then the quotient is actually the leading number, or that is actually your whole number, while the remainder is the new numerator, and the denominator will still be the same. Okay. And then, how does the denominator control a fraction? So if you share a pizza evenly among two people, you will get 1/2. So this one circle is considered as one pizza, which is actually being divided into two people. So since they are actually being equally divided, one person ate his part, so the other one got his part also, which both of them, they were able to get 1/2 part of the whole pizza. And then there is actually a pizza being equally divided into 3. So each slices of pizza is actually 1/3, considered as 1/3. So 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3. If I am going to add the 3 1/3s, then I will be able to get 3/3, or 1 whole pizza. And then this one, a whole pizza was being divided into 4. So 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, and 1/4. Look at that. So that is what we can get when we divide it evenly, the pizza. Okay? Evenly divided each pieces of pizza. So look at that. So it's not hard to see that the slice you get becomes smaller and smaller. Take note. Okay, I have a question. What do you think will be bigger? Is it a pizza which is being equally divided into 8, or is it a pizza which is actually being divided into 4? Each slices. What do you think will be the bigger portion or the bigger slice? Will it be the slice with which it was divided into 8, or will it be the slice with which it is being divided into 4? Anyone? Which will become bigger? The one
who have the 4 slice.
The one with the 4 slices only. Because if I'm going to solve for that one, 1/4 is equal to 0.25, right? While 1/8 is equals to 0.125. So it is much smaller than the ones being divided into bigger pieces. So by conclusion, the larger the denominator, the smaller the pieces. And if the denominator is kept fixed, the larger the denominator, the smaller the fraction. So take note, if you see that there is a bigger number on the denominator, therefore each equal share, or a whole number with which it was being equally divided into, will become smaller. Okay? It will become smaller. So according to this one, which one is larger? 2/5 or 2/7? So look at the denominator. Which is bigger, 7 or 5? Which
The
is
bigger
bigger?
is 7.
7. Therefore, which of the two is larger? Is it 2/7 or 2/5?
It's 2/5.
2/5. Same with here, 8/23 and 8/21. So which is bigger, 8/23 or 8/25? So you need to look at the denominator. So since 23 is smaller than 25, therefore bigger will be 8/23. Same with this one, this case. 41 over 135 or 41 over 267. So 41 over 35 will have a bigger, okay, the value or a bigger pieces, while 41 over 267 is actually, we can get a smaller portion. So this one is actually our pizza, with which it tells us how does the numerator affect a fraction. How does the numerator affect a fraction? So in this case, these are all being equally divided into 16. For the first figure, the pizza with which it was divided into 16 has taken out one slice of pizza. So therefore, this one slice that was taken out is only 1 over 16. On the second figure, there are 3 slices with which it was actually being taken out. So therefore, these 3 slices, which is actually equal to 3 over 16, has been taken out from the 16 pieces, equally divided pieces of pizza. Where in this case, it was actually 5 over 16. So 5 equal slices of pizza has been taken out from the 16 equal slices of pizza. So if I am going to ask you, there are actually 2 questions. For the first figure down to the last figure, okay, look at the pink portion. Look at the portion which was being shaded by pink. Among the 3 figure which was being shaded into pink, which is the biggest portion? Is it 1/6, 3/16, or 5 over 16? Which is biggest? 1/16, 3 over 16, or 5 over 16? What do you think? Which is the bigger portion? Is it 1 over 16, 3 over 16, or 5 over 16? Just look at the shaded portion. The shaded portion of slices colored pink. This one. Which is bigger? The 1 over 16, the 3 over 16, or the 5 over 16? Anyone? Which is bigger? Huh? Hello? Leticia. Which is bigger, Leticia? Is it this one, or this one? Which is bigger? Honey. Where is Honey? I cannot see Honey. I no longer see Honey on the frame. Which is bigger?
I want to answer.
Yeah. Who is it? Nayaka? Nayaka, okay. Which is bigger? Is it this one, or this one?
Wait. One.
This one? This one, or this one? The first one, the second one, or the third one?
The first?
This one?
Yes.
Is it bigger compared to this
I
one?
want to answer this.
I want to answer. I want to answer.
Okay, what is bigger?
5. The third one. The third one.
Huh?
The third one.
The third one. Very good. So if you look at this one, if the numerator is getting bigger, then the portion is actually also getting bigger. Okay? If the portion is getting bigger, or if the numerator is getting bigger, then the portion of each slices will also be getting bigger. So when the numerator gets larger, we have more pieces because it is getting bigger. And if the denominator is kept fixed, the larger numerator makes a bigger fraction. Okay? So this one, these are all examples with which they have the same denominator but different numerators. So among the 2, 7, and 5, it can be easily seen that since 7 is bigger, therefore 7 over 12 is much bigger than 5 over 12. 8 over 20 and 13 over 20, look at the numerator because both of them have the same denominator. Since 13 is bigger than 8, therefore 13 over 20 is bigger than 8 over 20. And then 45 over 100 and 63 over 100, if you look at the numerator, between 45 and 63, 63 is bigger compared to 45. Therefore, 63 over 100 is actually bigger than 45 over 100. So, that is how you are going to identify which among the two is actually getting or is actually bigger. Okay? And then this one, we will have to discuss this later. And then I remember the topic or the subject taken by Inda and Naraka, which is actually about the mean median mode or the probability, right? Then we will proceed to that one next, okay? Because that when we talk about probability, it also talk about fraction. That is why we need to start with fraction before we can proceed to probability. Okay, do you have some questions, anyone?
No, Miss.
No
No, miss.
more? Okay, so
No.
already 8 p.m. So
Yes.
it's already